All right, guys, we got a lot of stuff going on today. Really excited. We're up in Albuquerque at the shop where the Subaru is, and I've been collecting parts for this for about the last month and a half. So let's take a look at what we got going on today. First thing we got is that we're going to do an engine oil change. I'm going to use a flush. So I got the stock Subaru filter here, replacing it with the Mazda filter, what a lot of people do. The flush we're going to do is the BG engine flush, and then the after treatment, because it has a lot of zinc, which is what Subarus need. After we get done with that, we're going to probably do some suspension work, probably last. But this is the big project. We're going to do the PCV system, positive crankcase ventilation. I'm going to do this at the same time. I'm going to run the lines to run this what is this? The turbo boost gauge. Run the lines for that, and then because you got to tie in, I'll show you guys that. So this will be the big project, and then if I have time left over, we're going to try to get the keyless doors to work. So I got my brother's car in here. I got to pull it out, pull the Subaru in. First, I got to get the Subaru warm because we're going to do an engine flush. So let's get going. All right, guys, so the way I do an engine flush is a little bit different than others. I take the old filter off, and then I replace it with I had this filter because I saw how small it was, and it's tiny, it's retarded. So what I use, the Mazda filter, but I'm flushing out this. So I always go ahead and I let it drain. I put a new filter on. And then go from there. So I take this little filter here, and I change the filter out before I do it. So I already have a filter, so I'll just fill this one up. And then we'll put it on, and we'll add the engine flush stuff to it. There you go. So that way it has the best option or opportunity to clean it out. So now we'll lower this down. All right, so this is run about 15 minutes with the BG stuff in it. Let's see if we keep from making a huge mess here. See, it's pretty dark. So, yeah, that's pretty dark. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's an 18. Man, that stuff came out pretty damn dark, that's for sure. Where's the other? Yeah, we got this here. Ooh, that is hot. Wow. All right, let's see what this looks like when we start pulling the, whoa, that came down quick. Whoo, that came down quick. All right, let's see what it looks like when we pull the pen gasket, or the pen. Well, let's loosen this first. You can smell that stuff in there. Ooh. Yeah, that stuff is hot. Ooh. Let's go. Ooh, boy, that stuff came out really hot. Hopefully I didn't screw up my pants too much. All right, so since this is draining and I want all this crap out of there, I am going to do the rear sway bars. Let me show you what this is. So that's draining. So we're going to replace these right here with this. It should go right in there. So let me get that all set up, and then while that's draining, I'll do one. Won't do more than one thing at a time. So let's go back to that. All right, guys, I already got the oil change done and the flush done, all that. So I'm looking at things. Before I get so deep, because I got to remove all this stuff, I think we'll tackle some lighter things first. Well, I'm going to go ahead and lift the car up, and we're going to do the rear suspension stuff, because that'll probably take a lot less time than this will. We can go into a little bit later into the evening. So, alrighty, let's go. All right, so let's take a look at what we're changing out here on the back. So this is the piece here we got, and if you look up in here, see, it's all bent out of shape and stuff, so it's shot, and so is the other side. So let me take a look at what we're going to put in its place. So this is what we're going to put in its place. And so this will go in here like that, like a so. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and get started with that. Putting that in, and then we have to set the car down on the suspension to do the strut tower brace. So we'll put the suspension back down and go from there. All right, guys, so I got it all put in. It took me about, I don't know, 15 minutes. Let's take a look. So this is how it goes in. The only thing that I thought was interesting is right here, they say you need to put in the big washer out here, 2 small washers, so that's the only thing. They have these big washers for the outside right there. That was the only thing you really got to concentrate on. But other than that, it goes pretty much the same on each side. So now I have to bring it down. Bring the car down, and we're going to take apart the shocks, the tops off, and then we're going to have to get into the trunk and do a, what is it? Sway bar. No, not sway bar. Strut bar brace. There you go. So you have to take the seat out, which I'll show you when I take it out. And then this plate here goes on top of the shock or the strut. And then it goes to the outside and the bar goes in the trunk. And you got to install it in the trunk. So instead of talking, let's get this done. All right, guys, I'm going to go for a little test drive before I start the next process and what I'm doing here, but I wanted to show you what we've gotten done. So, got the strut tire brace in, and we got the lower control arms in right there. So, there you go. And I'm going to go take it for a test drive now, see what it looks like before we go ahead and start doing the PCV system, or positive crankcase ventilation. Also, earlier I forgot to mention, we're also putting headlights in. So it's going to get interesting. I'll probably put that in the next video. I'll probably break this up into a two-part. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So stay tuned to the next video. You'll see we're going to do the gauges and all that other stuff. So stay tuned to the next video. All right, I took a little bit of a break, but I was able to get the car out and take it for a test drive. And when on my break, I took a shower and got cleaned up and reset everything for the next project, which is PCV system. So let's take a look at what we got here. So we got to take out the intercooler, and then we can access the PCV system. This is part of the PCV system. See, this is definitely aftermarket. I added a whole bunch of pieces in here. So what I think is going on is there's actually a PCV valve on the back of the crankcase. I think it's stuck and not working properly. Combined with the higher mileage, I think it's causing some oil consumption. So the only way to really root that out is to pull it all apart and replace it. We'll see if our oil consumption gets any better. And if it doesn't, even though I did an engine flush and that's supposed to do all that stuff, the only thing left will be piston rings. But why don't we go ahead and do the PCV or positive crankcase ventilation system, and we'll go through that and see what we come up with. Pull it all apart, clean it all up. All right, let's get going. been doing this for about 2 hours altogether, and yeah, I'm glad I saved this for last because this is complicated. This is very yeah. Every single hose is so brittle and so stiff. You have to just take everything apart to get it out. So now I'm starting to actually get the pipes put back in, and then then I'll get the PCV valve taken out. I think what was going on is the hose had no flex at all. Absolutely no flex. So what was happening is, how do you describe this? So the hoses, because they have no elasticity, you could see it suck the oil up, and then it would release the oil back, and it would just flow over the top of the engine. So that was probably a lot of it. And then, yeah, it's just a mess. So anyways, let's keep going. Hey guys, it's the next day. I ran out of batteries, so I couldn't record everything I did last night. See, this is my old setup here, and the batteries on the GoPros go real quick. So I forgot to bring my extra little battery to keep it alive, so it died halfway through that. But anyways, that's just stupid stuff. The car is all put back together. Let's take a look. And it's pretty cool. I got all the hoses in. I need to get some bolts to secure that, but yeah, it's all put back together. So we'll just see. I drove it around town, and it doesn't seem to be consuming oil like it did when I drove around town even. So it seems to be doing better. And then I put the rear strut tower brace in and the rear sway bar links, and it was a busy weekend. But I also got this in too. Let's take a look here. I also got that in too. Let's see, do I have the keys? Let me go get the keys. All right, so I got this all working too. Let's take a look here. This is the first one. I'm gonna get 2 more gauges. I'm trying to figure out which ones I want next. I think I'm gonna go with oil pressure and voltage. Let me know what you guys think about doing that. And then the coolest thing I got, here, I'll see if I can show you. I got this here. I got the keyless entry working. Oh, evidently it doesn't work when you have the keys on. All right, here. or in the ignition. Wow. So, yeah. See? I'll leave a description in the video to how to program these. It wasn't real difficult, and you don't need a computer. You just got to rotate the ignition 10 times. You have to open the door, rotate the ignition 10 times, and then the horn, boom. Then you hit the button, and then you open the door and close it, and it bump, bump, and then you turn the car off. And it was pretty easy, but it's nice to have keyless entry. I was afraid it wouldn't have what is it? I'm afraid it wouldn't have the transponder in it, but it does. So it's pretty cool. So that's the video for this. Let me get out of the car and show you what we're going to do next. All right, so this is what we're going to do next. I am going to install new headlights next. So I went with, this is the OEM, obviously. And then this is an OEM look. It has the same reflector and all that stuff. And it has the same upper light, but I like this here, right here. When you turn the turn signal, this is supposed to turn like that, orange. So that's the next thing I'm gonna be working on. Well, it's the end of my work session up here. So now now I gotta get. I got to put everything away and go home and then edit this video, and then you should be seeing at least, I think there'll be 2 out of this because it was such a long day. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I think I'm going to start doing some ideas. We'll talk about that later. All right. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe if you like this, and comment in below what you guys would like to see done next. Thank you.